Communication training with Dan O'Connor.
Hi everybody, this is Dan O'Connor with Dan O'Connor Training, and today I'm going to give you a danger phrase. Remember, you should already be keeping a danger phrase and power phrase list. And the key to a danger phrase and power phrase list is, remember, keep it visually available. Why? Because human beings respond well to visual cues. So if you're doing this at home, keep your danger phrase list on the refrigerator. You might want to keep it on your mirror if it's personal. And if it's for your family, remember that it's very difficult to get those with whom we live to change their verbal patterns. But with something such as a danger phrase and power phrase list, it can become very easy because it's a concrete tool that people can use and then they can reference visually. Human beings are visual communicators. If you're doing it at work, make sure that people can contribute to the danger phrase and power phrase list and keep it visually available. Maybe on someone's desk, it could be up on the wall, but when you keep a danger phrase and power phrase list and then you make sure it's visually available to keep you on task, so to speak, you can change your verbal patterns like that. And remember, your verbal patterns affect your thought patterns, just as your thought patterns affect your verbal patterns. So if you are having thought patterns that you want to get rid of, if you're suffering from low self-esteem, if you are self-sabotaging, the quickest way to change your thought patterns is to change your verbal patterns. Just as when you change your thought patterns, you change your verbal patterns. So let's get on to our danger phrase for the day.
Stop using danger phrases. We're gonna give you the power.
All right, today we're going to focus on generalizations. And remember, number one, knowing the names of these tactics helps you identify them and either use them or avoid them more effectively. Generalizations are going to be words or phrases such as always, never, every time, sometimes. And remember that the average human being speaks at the rate of about 150 words per minute. I speak a little more quickly. I speak at about 250 words per minute. The world's fastest talker speaks at the rate of about 600 words per minute. And our self-talk, the talk that goes on in our brain, is going at the rate of about 800 words per minute. Remember that we do not just think in abstract thoughts. We talk to ourselves. And when you use generalizations rather than being specific about the message that you're delivering, it will speed up self-talk, therefore blocking the message that you're trying to send to the other person. So when you say something such as, you never do what you say you're going to do. Or even if it's something such as, I've noticed that sometimes you come in late for work. The person with whom you're communicating is going to start speaking more quickly in his or her brain, and they're going to start arguing with what you're saying because you're not being specific. So they're going to start thinking to themselves things such as, what is he talking about? I sometimes come in late for work. I was just on time last Tuesday. Nobody noticed that. I'm just getting this big talk about how I'm coming in late for work. If instead of using generalizations such as sometimes, always, never, every now and then, you were to use specific words about one issue, because remember, when we address behavior with somebody, and we want to address the behavior, not the person, when you address behavior, you want to address one issue. Even if somebody really does something every day, or even if somebody really does never listen to you, it's not effective to address all of the times that they don't listen to you, or that they never do what they say they're going to do. The effective, savvy communicator chooses one issue, the last time, and addresses that issue. So for example, instead of saying something such as, you never take the garbage out like you say you're going to, and then I come home and I have stinky garbage that is going to sit and rot there until the garbage man comes in another week. If instead you were to say, this morning before leaving for work, you told me that you would take out the garbage, therefore I didn't, and you did not take out the garbage. That is something specific. So when you say something specific, the person is going to think, yeah, I'm busted. And that's really the end of that self-talk pattern. Now they're more open and ready to receive the message that you're sending. At work, for example, if you say to an employee, I've noticed that you're starting to come in late more often than you did before. Or I've noticed that sometimes you don't turn in your work when you say you're going to. That person is going to think to himself or herself, when do I do that? I almost always turn in my work on time. I'm almost always on time for work. Instead, if you were to say, Charlie, I need your help. Yesterday you came in 7 minutes late for work. Or, Charlie, I'm concerned. The last project that you told me would be on my desk by Tuesday was not on my desk until Wednesday morning. When you say something like that specifically, people will think to themselves, I'm busted. And then be more open and ready to receive the rest of your message because there's nothing to argue about. So remember, generalizations cloud the message. And sometimes, especially if you're a more passive communicator, you might be using generalizations to try and soften a message and actually be kind or be nice. There's nothing kind or nothing nice about not being clear when you're sending what you consider to be an important message. Remember that an assertive communicator sends a clear, direct, honest message. And you can't do that when you're using generalizations. So generalizations should be at the very top of your danger phrase list. And where should your danger phrase list be? If it's at home, on the refrigerator, on the mirror, someplace visible, because visual cues are key. At work, have it in front of someone's as they're speaking on the telephone, have it on their desk, have it up on the wall, have it on the back of their name badge, but visual cues are key. Keep these verbal patterns around visually, and it will remind us to purge them from our verbal repertoire, thus boosting our communication power and getting us one step closer to being that savvy, powerful communicator that we all want to be. So remember, if you need a workshop leader or keynote speaker on this subject, stop by DanO'ConnorTraining.com. For more audios, videos, books, and resources on this subject, stop by the store at DanO'ConnorTraining.com. And make sure to follow us on our social media sites, as well as like, share, and subscribe right here on YouTube.